Hey, gorgeous soul, it's Vix, and this is your Samhain reading. Your Samhain pick a card reading. If you are in the Northern Hemisphere, you are moving into Samhain or Halloween, as it's often referred to. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you will be moving into Beltane. I did record a separate video for that. I will post the link below. But please know that it's totally okay for you to watch this video if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. It's okay. You can have a Samhain reading too, right? Like, why not? I would also like to take a moment to apologize for the color scheme that's happening here today. I do not have a lot of flowers that are Samhain kind of colors. It's often like blacks and reds and all of that stuff, and I am limited when it comes to those. So please excuse the not very witchy Halloweeny decor here. I know there's so many people who will just be like, Vix, where are the pumpkins? Where are this like the black flowers and all the things? I just don't have that stuff. But you know, I love it, but I don't own it. So I appreciate when other people do it, you know? Okay, so that's my apology for the the aesthetic. And I would also like to warmly invite you to come along to my Halloween slash Samhain slash Beltane event that's happening on the 31st of October here in Australia at 9 a.m. Melbourne time. It is probably going to be the afternoon of the day before for most of you who are watching this video. All of the links will be below. It is called Healing the Witch Wound with Morgan Le Fay. We are going to take a journey into the Isle of Avalon, and we're going to connect with Morgan Le Fay, and we're going to do some deep healing on our witch wound. And we're going to do that through meditation journeying. We're going to do a little bit of breath work. We're going to even do some mantra as well while we're in there, while we're in the Isle of Avalon. So if that is something that is floating your lotus, as I like to say, you can click the link below. It's only $11 US. It's a 90-minute workshop, and there will be an infinite replay. Okay, so let's get on with our reading. Please take a moment to center your energy. You may like to close your eyes if you are somewhere where it is safe for you to do that. You may like to put a hand on your heart and just take a deep inhale. And just take a moment to set an intention. If there's anything that's on your heart or your mind right now that you need some guidance on, anything coming up for you, and just invite in as well your guides and your angels and your higher self to guide you to the pile of cards here that would be most in alignment, the messages most in alignment with what you need to hear right now. And I just like to set the intention, as always, that everything that comes through is in alignment with the best and highest good of all. And so it is. Okay, so please take a look at the piles in front of you. We have on the left pile 1 with the black onyx wand. In the center, we have pile 2 with the clear quartz point, and on the right, pile 3 with the selenite wand. So you may be drawn to a number, you may be drawn to a pile, you may be drawn to a crystal. Let yourself be drawn, trust your intuition, and let's begin. Okay, my beautiful pile number 1s. So I've once again realized that I've not told you what decks we're using. It is the Spirit Speak Tarot. It is the Angels Among Us Oracle, and it is the Seasons of the Witch Samhain oracle. One day I'm going to remember to do that. Okay, your cards are Goddess Lakshmi, the Six of Cups, and Elements. And the Elements card says, remember to feel the warmth pulsing through her womb. You are a child of mother. True harmony awaits you. That's such a beautiful, beautiful card here. The Elements, the connection with the goddess energy feels very, very powerful. And then you have Goddess Lakshmi as well, beauty, fortune, and prosperity. So wow, wow, wow. It feels like the goddess right now is just watching over you and really wanting to help you with so many things in your life right now, especially when it comes to your prosperity, your abundance, and your happiness. And happiness is something, oh my gosh, like when was the last time you sat down? Maybe you have done this. I think some people probably do, but I think many people don't. When was the last time you sat down and you prayed for happiness? You prayed for deep inner happiness. You just prayed for more happiness. You just did a spell to feel happier. It's not something that we usually think about. Not most of us anyway. We're thinking about all these other things that we're trying to manifest: more prosperity, more money, better work situation, better relationships, better home life, all of these different things that ultimately we think are going to make us happy. And then, if you're anything like me, you've probably manifested things in the past where you thought, oh, if I just manifest this, I'll be happy. And then you manifest it and it might make you happy in the moment, or it might make you happy for a little while, but it's not like a lasting happiness that just is like, oh, well, now I'm a happy person. Happiness is kind of like, it's a moment by moment thing. And so often when we're manifesting, by the time we manifest this one thing that we thought was going to bring us happiness, we're already so focused on this other things that we think is going to bring us happiness that we don't even notice it. And it's like we're constantly chasing something, right? Like we're constantly chasing our tail, or we're chasing, like they put the little the carrot on the stick, in front of the horses, which is like such a terrible thing to do. But it's that feeling of like, we're chasing this thing that just keeps moving. We never actually really get it. So there's a lot of stuff coming up for you here this Samhain around happiness and what is happiness to you. And are the things that you're chasing bringing you happiness? Are the things that you're doing making you happy? Or is it time to release and let go of some of the things that maybe once made you happy but aren't anymore? It's okay to change. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to say, what, I used to love doing that thing that I used to like doing, and now it doesn't really bring me that much joy, so I'm gonna kind of let it go and find something else. That's absolutely okay. But ultimately, what you are seeking is happiness, and what the goddess wants to help you with, what the goddess wants to provide you with, what the goddess wants you to experience is just pure happiness. And as much as we have, Goddess Lakshmi here, she's not coming in to say, oh, I'm going to gift you with more money or more prosperity and then you'll be happy. Although I do feel like she's bringing you some messages here of like, hey, things can get better. Things will get better, which is really nice to see. But ultimately, she's got this message too around, you got to be happy here and now. You got to find a way to be happy here and now. So look at the things that you're doing that aren't bringing you happiness and let them go if you can. And think about the things that are making you happy and do more of that. So you have that Six of Cups there, and the Six of Cups is, sixes are like such a beautiful kind of energy of balance, of harmony, of giving and receiving. And we often see in, other versions of the tarot, we see it as somebody is gifting somebody this cup. And I feel like there's this message here for you of like, you have to be the one to gift yourself this cup. We often complain about like energy exchange. We talk about energy exchange and I'm giving more in this relationship and that person's not giving as much as I'm giving. And, I'm just giving to everybody and I'm not getting anything back and all of these things, which, is definitely something to examine if you're in that situation. I'm not saying that you should, be giving more than other people. But we also need to think about energy exchange in terms of ourselves and where we are putting our energy out into the world. What are we focusing on? Maybe we could use that time and energy in other ways. So an example, if you really want to be an artist and you're just not making any time for your art, because you're so busy focusing on all these other things that aren't making you happy, but you think should be making you happy, or, whatever. We go through all of these different kind of mind games with ourselves. But, ultimately the question here is, what makes you happy? And are you doing it? And if not, do more of it. So yeah, like that's really the big message. I just feel like the goddess is just here with you, and she just, we can even see her here in this elements card holding the chalice, the figure here that represents water. And then we have the cups, and then we have Lakshmi holding the lotus. Gift it to yourself, make yourself happy, fill your own cup, look after yourself, do the things that make you happy. The goddess wants you to be happy. And the thing is, we talk all the time about being high vibe and getting into like a really, high vibe kind of energy. And then that's the best place to manifest from. The best place to manifest from is when you're just happy. If you can find a way to be happy and then like, in that state, ask for what you want, like that's it. High vibration is really just happiness. So ponder that, think about that. If you are struggling to maybe have some mental health stuff coming up and you're like, Vix, I don't even know what happiness feels like anymore because it's been so long since I've just felt like genuinely really, really happy, then first of all, I get you. I hear that. I've had times in my life where I have been like, I don't remember the last time I was really, really happy. And there's lots of things you can do when you're in that place. You can seek professional help. And I'm always somebody who will suggest that as a potential for people, because as much as the spiritual work can really help us with this stuff, sometimes you just need to talk to a professional or get some therapy or, join a group or, for whatever you're specifically going through. And that's absolutely fine. And that's absolutely part of the process for so many people. And if you're not at the point where you think that's what you need, then just think about your day and what you can change in your day to bring more happiness into your life. One of my favorite things to do is Kundalini yoga, and I talk about that, and I have been talking about that for years now. But a little bit of breath work, a little bit of moving the body, a little bit of meditation and chanting mantra can really shift. And like I was really happy. Like Kundalini yoga is my happy place. As soon as I sit down on my cushion and I bring my palms together, I just feel better. So find your thing. What is your thing? What are you doing when you feel good? What are you doing when you feel happy? Do more of that. Happiness is the key for everything for you. Oh, okay. Sending you so much love. Call on the goddess. Call on Goddess Lakshmi. And yeah, sending you so many blessings. So many blessings. Lots of love. Okay, my beautiful pile 2. I'm going to put the little one in the middle because that's cute. You have Melchizedek, spiritual development, study, and law of attraction. You have the Ace of Cups, and you have healer. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. This deck is amazing, and I forgot to tell you what they are. Seasons of the Witch, Samhain Oracle, Angels Among Us, and Spirit Speak Tarot, which I haven't gotten out in a long time. I'm so glad that I did because it's such a great deck. Okay, so some big stuff for you. So healer plus Melchizedek. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Okay. So where to begin? Whenever I do these readings, it feels like the wave of the download comes in and I feel it and I go, ooh, okay, this is the energy we're working with. And then I have to kind of work on translating that into words. That's my job, basically. Okay. So this is a time. First of all, you are a very, very powerful individual. And these times of year, especially this time of year, Samhain and Beltane as well, they call this time the time of the thin veil. They say that the veil is very thin, which means that we can see through into the spirit world much more easily. And so I definitely feel like that's something that's happening for you right now. Sometimes that can be a little bit uncomfortable, and I always find at these times of year, and this has been happening to me a little bit the last week or so, that I see things out the corner of my eye a lot at this time of year. And that's something a lot of people report, it's like, what did I just see something? So that sort of thing might be happening for you. And if so, stay calm, because it's just the spirit world opening up to you. And if this is something that is not unusual for you because you already work very much with the spiritual realm, then get even more curious about who and what this might be that you're seeing or that is available coming in to chat with you. I feel like there's new guides coming in for you. I feel like there's new guides coming in, and your ancestors are very, very much with you. And Samhain is a powerful time. Everybody can connect with their ancestors more deeply at this time, more easily at this time. But I feel your ancestors are very, very strongly with you, very, very strongly. So talk to them, ask them for what it is that you need, and also ask them what they need, because this is also a fantastic time for clearing and healing our ancestral stuff, our ancestral trauma, our ancestral baggage, to send some healing back through your line, back through your lineage. Whether you know what it is or not, doesn't matter. You may have some idea, you may not know, you may not even know who your ancestors are. It doesn't matter. Remember as well, we have ancestors, not just our blood ancestors, but we also have the ancestors of the place where we live. We have ancestors of our personal culture, but also if we live on land that is a different culture from what we are, there's ancestors that we can connect with through that way. And there's also the ancestors of your spiritual path. So, for example, if you're a witch, you can connect with witches who have gone before. So a lot of stuff there for you already around the healing and how you can send that healing. And when we do that, we talk about, in witchcraft, the law of three, and if you do some negative magic, it'll come back to you threefold. Some people don't believe in that. Some people do. But one thing that we don't always talk about is the law of three when you're doing something good. So as you send healing to your ancestors, then you're receiving a lot of healing as well. It works in both directions. You heal them, they heal you. You heal each other. So then you have the Ace of Cups, and that's all about looking after yourself. That's all about filling your own cup. So as much as you're healing others, as much as you're being called to heal your ancestral line, you're also being called to heal yourself and heal your own heart and give yourself time, give yourself space, give yourself grace. You don't have to heal everything in this one magical day. You don't have to heal your entire ancestral lineage. You don't have to heal every single thing that you've ever been through. It's about just finding, okay, what's coming up here and now? How can I work with that? How can I heal that? How can I let that go? How can I move on from that? And then you move forward, and then the next thing comes up, and then you work on healing that. But giving yourself some of this love, I feel like healing other people is not something new for you, that you're very interested in healing the collective and healing others. You may even be a professional healer. That may be something that you're thinking about doing. It's definitely loud and clear, this whole healing thing for you. But don't forget to work on healing yourself. So I feel like you send a lot of healing to others, whether you're conscious of it or not as well. Sometimes we're doing a lot of this healing work. We don't even know what we're doing. We're just suddenly feeling tired, and we're like, oh, why am I so tired? And actually you've just been sending a whole bunch of healing energy to somewhere in the world, or to someone that you know or don't know. So carving out that time to work on yourself, to heal yourself, to give yourself compassion, that's coming through really, really loudly for you. Giving yourself compassion is everything. I feel like you may be somebody who tends to take on a lot of self-judgment, guilt, self-blame, just kind of, spending a lot of time thinking about what you did wrong. And sometimes that can be useful because we can look at, okay, what do we do wrong? What could I do better next time? That has its place. But ultimately, speaking to yourself with more love feels really, really, really important. And so then you have Melchizedek, spiritual development study and law of attraction. So he's bringing through a real feeling of like up leveling for you, a real feeling of up leveling your healing abilities, up leveling your mediumship abilities, up leveling your psychic abilities. This Samhain portal can really help you to kind of open up into a new kind of level of all of that stuff, a new spiritual level. That's not to say you'll be more spiritual. That's just to say that your abilities will be stronger. So if you've been thinking about taking a class, a spiritual development class, a mediumship class, mediumship's coming up. I don't know that that's for everybody who is watching this, but for somebody, definitely you want to learn more about healing, whether you want to learn more about hands-on healing, energy healing, or whether you are being called to just study psychology or medicine. Healing is such a broad term. When you say you're a healer, it can mean so many different things. It can mean a million different things. What are you healing? Are you healing timelines? Are you healing your ancestral lineage? Are you a doctor? Can be a lot of different things. But yeah, I feel like Melchizedek's really coming in here to just tell you that, you have this opportunity, this Samhain, to really kind of go to the next level with your spiritual stuff, but it's going to take a little bit of work to do that. Whether that work is you got to sit down and read a book, or you've got to take a class, or you've got to really do your spiritual practice, like set your spiritual practice up so that you can do it every single day. I feel like that's coming through for some of you as well, that the spiritual practice stuff is really, really essential if you want to be a healer, if you want to be a medium, if you want to be a tarot reader, if you want to be whatever it is that you want to be, which you may already be that, but if you want to take whatever you've got right now, if you want to take that to the next level, that really showing up is really, really essential to getting there. And of course, that's your choice too. Maybe you don't want to level up. Maybe you're just like, Vix, I'm happy with this. I got enough to do already. Then it's like, okay, that's cool. You can stay, you can stay where you are. That's absolutely fine. But the option is there. The option is there. Do you want to go to the next level? And if so, you need to show up to go to the next level. But at the same time, keep in mind that Ace of Cups, keep in mind that those messages around looking after yourself, giving yourself grace, giving yourself compassion, and giving yourself some healing is really, really essential on this path as well, because it really feels like you are here to help and heal so many other people in so many different ways. So you really, really must be doing that for yourself as well. It's absolutely essential in order for you to be holding that space and doing that work for everybody around you. Okay, beautiful soul. I really hope that was useful. I hope that it resonated. I am sending you so many Samhain blessings, lots and lots of love. So here we are, pile number 3. Your cards are Mother Mary, Purity of Heart, Faith and Conception. You have the Death card, okay, and the Veil. It's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell, a half-swallowed glimpse of all that you truly are or can be, that the tears you bleed are ready for the storms to turn the skies inward. Oh, okay. So you have a pretty interesting group of cards here. And the first thing that comes through when I turn over these cards, we often see the Death card as transition, change, transformation, something is finished, something is done, and something new is about to begin. And that may very much be your message. That could be it. You're in a time of transition, of transformation, and all of these points at the wheel of the year, we can absolutely use these to look at the transformation. This is the changing of the seasons. These different points in the wheel of the year mark the points where the earth is moving, the earth is changing, things around us are shifting and changing in the outside material, natural world. So we're very much constantly in a time of transformation, but we like to pick these days and go, oh hey, now it's summer, now it's spring, now it's winter. So this is one thing that may be coming up for you at the moment. A transition, a change of heart, a change of mind, a change in direction. Maybe what you wanted this time last year is completely different from what you want now. Maybe what you wanted last week is completely different from what you wanted now. I feel like there's a veil. This veil card here is telling us this. There's a veil that is being lifted. Things are being shown to you more clearly, and you are seeing the world differently. You are seeing yourself differently. And that can be pretty full on when that happens. Speaking from experience over here, when you start to see through the veil, we talk a lot about seeing through the veil as like, okay, well now you're seeing, now you're seeing dead people, which can happen. But people forget that actually seeing through the veil also means seeing through all the illusions. Seeing through your own bullshit is a big part of what happens when you open your third eye. People don't talk about that. People talk about opening your third eye and you can see magical realms and unicorns and fairies, and that can happen. But you also can see your own bullshit. You can also see the bullshit of other people, which can be useful as well. But, it's not just about seeing through other people's bullshit. It's about being able to look at your own as well. So you're deep in the shadow work here of being invited to look at some of your own bullshit, and noticing where you are not helping yourself and what needs to go, what needs to change, what needs to die. I always say this whenever I see the death card. I always ask people, what needs to die in order for you to live? What needs to go? What old habits? What old beliefs? What are you carrying around? What have you been carrying around for years and years and years that's just weighing you down? Maybe it's physical stuff. Maybe it's about decluttering the physical. We usually do that at the spring equinox, but hey, you can do it now. You can do it in Samhain. Why not? Let go of the old. Let go of the old. Keep what's valuable and important and let go of what isn't. So that was a big message coming through there. But I also very much feel that the Veil and the Death card and Mother Mary together very much feels like a message from passed over loved ones. And we talk a lot about the ancestors at this time of year, and we can connect with the ancestors more easily, and we can talk to them, and that's great, and we can, and it is great, and it's fantastic. But it's not just our blood ancestors that we can connect with more easily at this time. It's all of those who have passed over. It's our pets who have passed over. I'm going to get emotional now. It's our friends who have passed over. It's our family members who, when we say ancestors, we often think, well, that's, all those who are hundreds of years ago, or like, your grandparents and back, your grandparents and beyond in that direction. But it may be people in your family who are the same age as you or younger than you that you can contact right now. And I feel like they're very, very much with you. And they really want to speak with you, and they really want to connect with you, and they really want you to acknowledge them, and not from an ego perspective, because they're not interested in that once they go to the other side, but from a perspective of they want to help you. They want to help you with whatever you need help with. They're still here. They're still here. So yeah, they're still here. They're still here. And you can talk to them, and you can connect with them, and you can receive their guidance if you just sit and listen. And in this modern world, we do not do that enough. We do not do that enough. We are on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are constantly have our eyes glued to whatever is in front of, whatever screen is in front of us. You're glued to a screen right now. But we need to make time to just sit and listen. Just sit and listen. And maybe you won't hear anything. Maybe you won't know what you're hearing. Maybe you just be like, oh, I'm hearing silence. This is really hard. It's nothing. It's happening. But practice. Sit in silence every day for even just 5 minutes. I remember when I first started my daily spiritual practice, and I read it in a Gabby Bernstein book, to meditate for 1 minute every day. And I did it. I could do 1 minute. And I did. And then 1 minute became 2 minutes. Then it became 3 minutes. Then it became 5 minutes. And the longest I have meditated for is 2.5 hours. But my spiritual practice went from 1 minute a day of just sitting in silence to doing this work full time, and being able to have the incredible, incredible blessing of being able to take as long as I want to do my spiritual practice in the morning, which is fantastic. But that doesn't mean that's what's right for you. For some people, it's getting that 1 minute of silence in per day. It's putting your phone down. Like, we're constantly talking about intuition and I want to be more intuitive. I want to be more tuned in. I want to be able to hear my guides and angels. And then we're just stuck to our phones. And then we expect to receive the guidance that we need through our phones, and we're seeing all of these posts. This is turning into a massive rant now. We're seeing all these posts of if you're seeing this message is for you. And they are 99% bullshit. I'm going to say it. They're 99% bullshit. Because they're not for everyone. And it's not that, maybe, 1% of the time, maybe the universe conspires and it's like, hey, we're going to show this to this person because that's exactly what they need to see right now. And that's happened to me very, very occasionally. But most of the time, it's like, oh, you're looking for love. It's like, I'm not looking for love. I'm happily married. It's like, oh, what? And then they're trying to tell you that this is for everyone. And it's like, what? And it's like with these pick a card readings too, which is why I always say, take what resonates, leave the rest. Like, there's no way that a pick a card reading on the internet is going to be 100% purely accurate for you. But hopefully you will watch it and you will find something that is helpful for you. You will find something in the words I say or something you see in the cards that you're like, ooh, that resonated. That felt like it might have been my message. And that probably was. But ultimately, if we want to connect with the spirit world, we want to speak to our guides and angels, we want to hear our intuition, we've got to make space for it. We've got to listen. We've got to sit and we have to listen. That's how they're going to be able to connect with us, not when we are constantly earphones in, screens on, can't even, look away from a screen for 5 minutes while we're standing in the line to order some food. Sound familiar? So yeah. And I am just going to be totally honest with you here and say that this reading resonates with me a lot. So if you want to talk about that, let's talk in the comments, because all of it, these messages are just as much for me as they are for everybody else. And this one has really, really resonated for me. So I hope it's resonated for you as well. But yeah, reach out to your loved ones on the other side right now, because they are there and they want to speak to you and they want to talk to you and they want to tell you they're okay, and they want to tell you what it's like on the other side, and they want you to know that it's all okay. And yeah, they have so many messages for you. So just listen. Okay, beautiful soul, I am sending you so much love. I hope you have just a Samhain full of blessings and full of beautiful messages from beyond the veil that can just help you so much in your life moving forward. And I'm just sending you lots and lots of love.